Hello and welcome to Chaotic Calling Streaming. I am your DM, Starwin, and we are here with the Tynac Kingdom, going through a trip to the world of Elsperia. And we have a long narrative to get through before I introduce what we're about to do today. As you are now looking at Roll20 here, you can see several players logged in today. Last time we were in Tynac Kingdom, the known group of Huckleberry Corps we're busy heading to the crossroads, seeking out a bandit activity for a current job from the guild, breaking in a couple of greenhorns that they just acquired at the guild. They set out with purpose to bring in dead or alive these bandits around the crossroads, and which was like a couple of days away. Let's see here, the journey was out of town a couple of days, leading towards the paths that head to either, you can either go to Tynac Castle, or you can go north to the Vale of Valor, and finally south towards Marsola. Activity picked up right as they hit the crossroads, noticing a peculiar carriage racing south. Before long, the bandits who were ready on the road, excuse me, it's been a long day, ready on the road to pop out of hiding and race after the carriage, trying to scare the horse to a standstill and preparing to rob the carriage of its contents. Still moving, another group of bandits cut it off even further, till eventually they had that carriage stopped. Our heroes went in there trying to rescue, and I say that with air quotes, the courier, as the bandits kind of overtake the courier, throw him to the ground, and the captain walks in there and steals what's inside. See here. Making quick work of the bandits, however. They retrieve the box. Bellona, the new wizard who had joined the group, robs the courier, saying his code is to secure his safety. That was kind of strange. Gideon and Bar fuss over the box in question and reveal a small shard-like object of what looks like made of black obsidian. Grabbing the shard, Gideon finds himself stopped. Taking notice of his state, his party frees his hand, and the shard kind of falls out, but only slight changes as his movement is like dead to a almost standstill, like maybe a millimeter a minute, as it seemed like he could move very extremely slow, if not stopped entirely. For Gideon, he was witnessing the world speeding by at an alarming rate, and before he can even interact, the group picks up as Gideon puts him in the back of the wagon, and with the courier, they continue their way to Marsola. Upon arriving to Marsola, the courier informs them he informs them where the gem needs to be delivered to, and only then could they surmise how to fix Gideon. With the shard in the possession of a grouchy gnome at the local arcana shop, he informs the group that a greater restoration might fix this problem. Now secured with a method of healing, Bar and Gideon are taken to the temple in town to seek healing. The rest of the group casually walk about the town, and the courier makes an inquiry with a nearby guard. Before long, Bellona is arrested and manacled. Informed that for robbing the courier in question, they are to be taken in and processed. Noticing the ruckus, Marcus and Tazir, kind of gawking watch at the courier, proves they have favor in the city, and the samurai who had also joined him, who was also one of the greenhorns, kind of follows suit, dismissing himself from the party as he goes to deal with what happened to Bellona. The guards question Marcus and Tessir just the same, but they just informed them that, hey, these guys just joined our group a couple days ago. We didn't know anything about them. I can't believe he did that. Meanwhile, inside the temple, as Gideon was about to fully interact with the wisping world that was speeding by his eyes, time resolves itself and he finds himself in the temple of Kazia, and he finally moves his hand towards him, and as if to pick up something accidentally, he punches his cheek, as if he was trying to bite down on that gem, and he finally finished that movement. Bar was given access to the Shadow Guild that runs in the city, giving the secret passphrase and gaining audience with the guildmaster of this branch. Bar finds a stone of sending being used and a familiar voice on the other end. So, Bar, how attached are you to that drow that's traveling with you? I just got an offer on the table that could benefit us quite well, if you catch my drift. And from there, Bar made plans to deal with Tazir. Upon finishing any business left in Marsola, the group regathers, being Gideon, Bar, Tazir, Marcus. They make it all the way back to Shandora, and soon as they return to the base of operation, Bar, who had been talking in private about things with Gideon, about what was going on with Tazir, has gained his favor to help execute the plan to capture Tazir for Jefferson. Upon returning to the building and opening the door, a figure dressed in a dark cloak, dark skin, showing a face and hands, stared at Tazir in recognition of his wife from the Underdark. Raced through his vision. "Come back with me willingly, and no one will get hurt," she says with a broken voice of hurt and disgust. Several figures dressed in shadowy garments flank around Tazir and Marcus as the pair find themselves completely surrounded and Bar and Gideon nowhere nearby to assist. A scuffle takes place. Marcus slashes up a couple of the figures, and Tazir starts to lose control with his shadowy energy as he starts to rampage. From behind, a dagger implants itself deeply in the back of Tazir as Bar chimes in. "I would like to keep this place intact if you don't mind." And Tazir crumples to the floor, unconscious. Marcus turns to notice Bar's actions, and before long, a pick finds its way against the back of Marcus, and he turns to notice the halfling barbarian raging in a roar as he blurts out, "No hurt, Bar! No more chains!" Beaten within an inch of their lives, they are stabilized and shackled. Whew, sorry guys, this is a long narrative. And I just lost my place. Oh, there it is. Phaedra and several drow retainers and guardsmen of her people gather up the two clumps and sighs heavily as she returns to the Guildmaster of the Shadows in Shandora, Jefferson. "It pains me we had to go through such means, but the Queen beckons her weapon ready for war in the Underdark. Be glad you're not on her list as well, Everin." Jefferson cringes at the name and scoffs. "You got what you wanted. Now be on your way. Don't forget the bag you promised, else I might have to show your queen heads instead of living bodies." The exchange, cold and heartless, takes place, but promises were kept all around. Bar continues to tell Gideon they did the right thing. To be honest, no telling when they would think that they would try to chain you again. It was just a matter of time, and you, my friend, been looking out for you to resolve this problem. I say we start over fresh, instead of being Huckleberry whatever, since Fernberg is gone with Bridget and our other two companions are no longer with us. We should go ahead and rebuild our company, give it a new name, see what profits we can earn from here on out. And I think the name we went with is Smash and Grab. Correct me if I'm wrong. Razor?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. So Smash and Grab is the company in question. Scene fades, and time passes a little, and a post is noticed on a few poles around the shops and the inns. Adventuring personnel needed. Are you someone who is looking to add more coin to your purse, but you don't want to join the labors in the field to do so? Join our adventuring chapter today. Risky work, but good rewards for completion. Please inquire within the Sullivan chapter here in Shandora, next to the brewery across the street from the Stray Wolf Inn. This post kind of catches your eyes, all those who are now with us today, as from your recent wandering adventures that has seasoned you up to this point. You're going on your own way finally, and from whatever previous company you may have kept, a chance to earn extra coin by doing what you're already familiar with kind of strikes you with what you want to do, and you kind of check in on this proposition. The guild hall is bustling as you see not only one taking notice of these posts that are floating around town. You see a short line leading to a large wooden desk at the far end of the hall from where you entered. A woman dressed in a barmaid outfit with drinks in tow eventually wanders over to you, informing you that the line is over there if you're looking to sign up to join the guild. Each of you are gathered here and might have your own personal experience entering this line, feeling the tension of waiting before finally taking a seat in front of the elven man with long silver hair and spectacles over his eyes. He glances over at the chair at the new occupant as you take a seat. Given a form, you write down your name, the information, and previous work that might aid you in seeking employment here. The guildmaster looks over your document, holds out a peculiar looking gem, and magical ray kind of radiates over the form as if absorbing the information into this gemstone, and he hands it to you. This gem is a representation of your membership to the guild. Now, as you can see, there's quite a few people signing up, and our job boards are going to be pretty vacant from here on out in the coming months. So, as I suggest to those before you, and after, yourself included, you may want to sign up with a company inside the guild. These are maid companies that get far more lucrative jobs from us, and yet are represented as an entity that can also garner jobs outside the guild. It would be in your best interest to prepare for an interview. I'll direct you to their CFO, Bar Willowhollow. He was requesting some applicants to interview, and in particular to reestablish some of their ranks. And with the flux of seasoned adventures coming through, this might be a great opportunity for you to take place. You are all then given time and place to meet with to meet and inform that a servant of the guild will let the company know that you're coming, and will have the paperwork for them to start with their own interviews. Now, you find yourself and several other applicants in this reception room on the day of the interview. The guild master was right, as you spent part of the day waiting for the post on the normal board, only to see none get posted, or somewhat quicker and more knowing of when the posts are put up. The positions of the, it just comes to you as a better idea that, I need to look into a company, because I cannot beat that guy who's taking all these jobs off the board as soon as they get posted. This company might be the only means to your survival. With about 8 or 9 people in this room, you feel whatever rush that might overtake you, either anxious, determination, solemn, focus, whatever it is that prepares you. And with that, I have finished my long-winded narrative. And let me see here. Did Salmachi make it yet?
He did not.
Oh no. Well, I will deal with that. So, in order to get things started, some of you should have an icon on the screen, but if you drag your character sheet out to the left, you will have an icon that represents you. I would like for you all to roll initiative. So click your icon, roll initiative, and we'll see who gets to go first.
Oh.
Oof. Nat 1.
That might be for the best. And I think we
Salmachi!
Hey, can you all hear me now? Is my computer still running?
Yeah. I just got done with the long narrative. Well, welcome. Okay, so everybody's got the initiative rolled.
I should just go get another sandwich at this rate.
Alright, let's go ahead.
How is there a decimal inside your initiative?
It's for ties.
Yeah. It just puts your dexterity score there, I believe. But, who is this unnamed person here?
Groucho in there?
Sankai Noedoru. Actually, I would like to start with Leo, because he's one of our own, so we'll go ahead and do him first as a preliminary. From this point on, what we're going to do is, I'm going to move you guys individually down to our Dungeons and Dragons mainstream room. You're all welcome to kind of chill out here, talk a little bit if you want. Might not want to do too much if you want to keep up what's going on in the stream. Tune into the stream to see how the interview's going for that person, and then I will kind of call you in as we go. But before we get into it, you're all in this room, right? You're sitting down on couches and chairs, kind of figuring out where you're at, and you see this pink-haired woman who's kind of short, thin, kind of, like a short young human. Not quite halfling or dwarfish, but she's kind of like a short, diminutive human. And she kind of looks at you all individually, and she's got this stack of papers, and she's kind of looking towards Bar and whoever, if Gideon's with her. I'll be going through these sheets with you, and then you just tell me who you want to talk to first. Honestly, I just want to get this day over with. The guild doesn't pay me enough to do these kind of jobs. She rolls her eyes, kind of looks towards you, and our first victim will be Gal Sergio, if you would please
Yes.
follow me. And then she leads you towards a room separate from the reception area. And Bar and Gideon are kind of set up. And with that, let's go ahead and head into the Dungeons and Dragon room. And you guys stay put. We'll be back for you. Alright. So here we are. This woman, her name is Shishay. She kind of chimes in. Here you go. This is She lifts up the paper again. Gail Sergio hands the paper over to Bar. And Bar, describe how this room looks, because I think you had a preempt, right?
It's our regular common room, just like a long table with one chair on one side and two on the other, I would think.
Mm-hmm. And you had a setup for the table, right?
Yeah, got a drink.
So, yeah, there's a cup sitting on the table, as you can see, and then there's like a platinum coin in the middle of the table. Gail, you walk in here and you see these two halflings on the other side of the table kind of looking at the paperwork that the pink-haired lady gave. And she's like, I'll be just outside if you need anything. I'll just make sure those other guys are keeping behaved. And she walks out and leaves you guys to start your questions.
Howdy.
Hey, so, you're Gal...
Gale. It's Gale Sergio. But I go by Storm.
Okay, Storm. What do you have to offer?
Well, I was a sailor for many moons, and now I'm looking for something. Don't quite know where to find it yet, but I saw an ad and saw you guys were looking for some extra help. I bring many gifts.
You'd bring gifts?
Yes, I picked up some pastries on the way here. Would you like a donut?
What flavor?
I'm partial to the blueberry ones, but I also picked up a couple cherry.
What exactly are you looking for?
Well, my good sir, I'm looking for the storm. The storm of all storms.
So just a really big one?
Perhaps. Not sure yet. Got to do some reading.
Is he a storm chaser? No, go ahead.
Okay.
Be confused. How you lose Storm? It's big.
Ah, she's a sneaky one, that one she is.
So Storm snuck away?
Oh yeah, when I was sleeping there, so she snuck right out from under my nose.
What talents do you have?
I have an affinity with lightning and thunder and wind and water. Basically the storm. I'm basically a storm.
But if you storm, how you lose Storm?
Haha, that, my friend, is an excellent question. I am part of Storm. Storm is me. Storm is many things. I seek more Storm.
What do you feel about chains?
Chains, they hold people back. I'm not a fan of chains. We had some back on the ship. I never dealt with them.
And how do you look at property? Just by chance.
How do I look at property? I mean, I've been a sailor for all my life, so I've never had a house of my own, or I've basically been on the same ship since the day I was found. So I've never had a house. Property, we're sailors. I don't need much stuff up there on the sea. Just money to buy food, and food just keep myself hydrated, and healthy.
Okay. Gideon, do you have anything you would like to add?
Gideon, try one of those donuts now.
All right, here you go. Which one would you like, blueberry or cherry?
Let's try blueberry.
Good choice, my friend. That's my favorite. Here you go.
DM pops in. I'll take a cherry. No.
God.
Yep, thank
Have
you.
one.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead. Continue. Getting hungry for donuts, though. So, is there anything else the two of you wish to interview any further with this storm guy?
Not necessarily.
Alright, well,
I can't really think of anything at the moment.
So,
A little sad it wasn't so off-putting with the storm, but
Storm make me strong.
just for my sakes, and those who might be watching, what race, class, and just general idea of your character is it?
Yeah, I actually was going to just suggest that you have, when the rest of the guys get in here, you have them describe what the character looks like and their.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
whole
I don't
tidbit.
have everybody fully scripted for that, but, you know, like, if you have a general idea of what your character is, by all means, this is your chance to show us so that we can kind of have something to think on.
Yeah, so I'm a Protector Asimar, but they look pretty close to a human, but they're following Seraphim, as you would.
Mm-hmm.
Storm Sorcerer, level 3, Tempest Cleric, level 2, affinity with lightning magic, and thunder, wind, water. Sailor's background, chaotic good alignment. He's a average-sized human. He wears heavy plate, splint plate, I believe. Yeah. Carries a shield on his back with a storm symbol, so it's like a lightning or a cloud with a lightning bolt coming out of it. He worships the storm, whoever that may be, whoever's domain that may be. Might be several people's domain. He just worships the storm. He is the storm. He's looking for the storm.
Yeah, since you're a sailor, like your sailor background kind of leans you towards a lot of religion, towards Levianthian, but you know it still doesn't feel complete whenever you think about praying to that god. But yeah, if there's no further questions, feel free to dismiss this one and ask Shiche to bring in another.
Oh, he's got white hair, stark white hair. It looks like it's almost crackling with lightning, but you think it just might be the static electricity. Blue eyes, but they look kind of clouded, like a blind person, but he's not blind. He looks around.
Yeah, so anything else you want to ask him before you turn him off? Or send him on his way for now?
Not here.
not at the second. There'll probably be,
No.
you know, like a last round if we get stuck between.
Alright, with that, they've pretty much said, alright, that's all the information we need, right? And you're free to go back to the main room, and Shishe will escort you back, and I will go figure out who we're bringing in next. So let's go back up there. Hello, my nunyuks. Shishe returns with the strange fellow that we just carried in there. And she looks at her board and she's looking for the next victim. So, let's see. Zankai Nordoro? Zankai Nordoro. Who is that?
Gesundheit, ma'am.
Yes, I am Zankai.
Oh, it's a name? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Russ.
Call me Kai.
Okay, so for my sake, Russ, right?
Yes.
Alright, Zankai, let's follow me. And this pink hair lady starts to drag you off from the others. You see the other guy come out of the room and he's kind of rejoining you. And with that, we will move down below. Bye. So Shishay opens the door, and she another. Kind of describe your character as she's kind of bringing you in, like generally what you look like. Russ. Hello? Muted? Hello? Sankai? Sankai, you could say something now, can't you? See muted.
They're muted on Discord.
Like, yeah, I know they're muted. Like, I didn't do that to him, did I? Rust, you're muted. I'm gonna put you back in the pool. Or type to me if you get... Like, I don't think it mutes them because they're not part of the chat, does it?
No.
I'll give them...
Hang on. You seriously need to give me admin privileges. It might if you have it set that way.
I don't think I do. But now I set him as a player for now. Hey Russ, can you unmute yourself or no? Technical difficulties. Up. Alright, I'm gonna throw him back in the kid pool. Be back.
That was weird.
Would it not let you unmute in it?
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah, I had a. I couldn't. I don't know. I used the push to talk.
Alright, can you see the room?
Yeah.
Now? I might have to give you guys
If
all
only
tip.
players are allowed, they
Yeah.
can't speak if you pull them.
That's horrendous. Well, by all means, you should be able to go down there now, right?
Let's see.
Do you see the room? Yeah, there you go.
Character.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, there we
So
go.
I'm
There
gonna-
we go.
So I'll give them temp player status so they can actually talk. I don't know why it does that. So, yeah. Shishay brings in this other... what do you look like?
White-haired, Asian features. Have like a robe on.
And
Like
she,
maybe like a gi.
she hands over a piece of paper and she's like, Sankai Nordaru. Here you go. I'll be
Thank you.
outside if you need anything. And she leaves, shuts the door behind her, and you are now prepared to have this interview. As you walk in, you see two halflings on the other side of the table, a chair for you to sit in on your side. There's a cup in front of bar, and there's a platinum piece sitting in the middle of the table. Kind of out of his eyes shot, but he could still, he's got that cup there in front of him there. And you're welcome to take a seat, and you can start your interview.
Alright, I sit down. Hello, how you guys doing?
Hey. So,
Gideon, good.
That was sharp, dude. Nothing, go ahead.
So, your son... Kai?
Senkai. Yeah, you can call me Kai.
Okay.
Kai short. Gideon like Kai.
So, Kai, what talents do you have?
Talents, I know a little bit of the sword. I have some magic. I was a fourth son of an adventurer. Both my mother and father both adventured in their times, and they taught me what they knew. So I can do some cooking, maybe a little bit of healing, some herbal work.
So, you have previous combat experience.
Here and there. I've done a few jobs with my father, going out to the forest and fight against some bandits that try to attack the town a few times. But besides that, not much really. I do a lot of training at my dad's dojo.
What's a dojo?
Dojo, it's a place for martial arts, like a certain style of fighting. The Nodoru style has been through many generations of hard training and perfecting the techniques of our style.
What do you feel about property?
Property? It's you gotta have some if you want to live somewhere, or people's things. This is what you have is property. It comes and goes.
What you fight with?
I fight with the short sword. I call it it's a GN.
Hmm.
I also have a longbow too.
So you can do both close and long range.
Yes. I could probably I could like to do a little bit of all. My parents taught me to be well prepared, have the necessary skills for the task that comes.
And I have to ask this: do you have any ties to Blackmore in this region?
Blackmore?
It's an industrial city that's further to the south from where you're currently at. If your character would be involved in like an industrial type scenario or like a bunch of manufacturing, that would probably be where you're from. But judging from your background, what size would your city, or what do you think your city would be like? Or if you're from a city?
I say it's pretty up and coming. It probably was start as a small, like, poor town, but it started to increase and gain its popularity, and people started coming for work. I would say like something like that.
So probably, well, not Portlands. That's way too established. Probably some far off port city, like maybe Freedom Port, way up north.
Okay. Actually, I am from Port.
Do you have any questions, Gideon?
Other than sword and bow, you said you do herb?
Yeah, I have a herbalism. Do a little bit of herbs. I can do a little bit of healing. Just normal stuff. The mundane.
Ooh, like potions.
Maybe like potions, but not an alchemist.
Gideon just thinks you're good at growing plants.
Yeah, plants. That's well, like a gardener.
So you make the materials for the potions.
Yeah. And also could do a little bit of magic. Got it from my mother's side. That's mostly destructive, though.
There's never anything wrong with destructive. Don't think I have any more questions.
What you do for fun?
For fun? I like to cook. Cook and do training. Gotta keep the mind sharp and body too. The body's the weapon. But definitely cooking. I love to eat.
Gideon like to eat too. Food is good.
Good. You'll love what I can make for you. Hope you like rice dishes. And quite spicy too.
Bar, rice is that small white stuff, right?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Alright, so any more questions you want to ask?
None here.
No, I'm pretty good.
Alright,
Yeah.
so for the rest of this here, just kind of tell people what class, character, race you kind of picked for this character.
Okay, my character is a human variant. I'm a Kensai monk and a shadow sorcerer.
Alright. And with that, you guys kind of dismiss him and tell him we'll let you know. And you're escorted out. Shishay, she's like, oh, you're done? Alright, let's go back to the others. And with that, we'll rejoin the other room and see who's next. Raywald, Red Lion Londe. Raywald, Red Lion Londe. And she is like purposely butchering your name. As Shishay comes back out with the other person who went in just a second ago.
I think that's Kieran. He posted a message up in the general chat saying skip over him for now. He'll be back in time.
She flips through her paperwork and is like, well, since they're not answering, Ryder, is there a Ryder here? it's not looking good for whoever Ryder is. Ryder is
He's deafened. Jason Frags.
Jason. Alright, I better type something for him. Or is he watching the stream?
Sorry. Yes,
yeah,
yes, I'm here.
I'm about to skip over you. Are you the...
Thank you.
Okay, so... Wait, who did I ask? Ryder, okay.
It was me.
Alright, so let me pull up your character sheet on my end so people have something to look at. And with that, give you player status real quick. Alright, and then join us in the other room there as she escorts Ryder into the next room. Alright, our pink-haired lady busts through the door once more. You can hear the door slam against the wall as she just does not give a fuck about what's going on today. Here's another one. This one's called Ryder. You have a seat over there. She kind of points to the chair, and then she just kind of nonchalantly walks back out, slams the door behind her, not even realizing she did it. And then there's like this awkward silence as the noise kind of echoes in here for a moment. And then you are left with these two halflings who are on the other side of a table. There is a cup in front of Bar and a platinum piece sitting at the middle of the table.
Hello. You see a shorter than average female halfling.
Hello.
She has longish blonde hair braided. And she just kind of sheepishly walks up and sits in the chair.
And your name is?
Ryder. That's what I was called.
What talents do you have?
Well, I seem to have an affinity for nature, and I am quite handy with a bow, and especially with magic of nature variety, anything.
So, do you have any combat experience?
Yes, I've helped people through the Dondra Forest before, and I mean it's not the safest place to travel through, but it's where I've lived for almost my entire life.
What you do for fun?
Oh, honestly, I like to travel a lot. Well, at least nowadays.
And you spent the majority of your time in the forest region?
Yes, I was there.
Okay.
Do you like dogs?
I love dogs. I was, partially raised by wolves at one time, if I remember correctly. She gets a far off look.
Are there any other skills that you can offer to this?
I'm quite good at herbs and healing. If we're in a pinch and we're stuck somewhere, I'm quite good at making good of a bad situation. Oh, I made these earlier, and she holds out a small handful of berries.
I'll take a couple.
They're good berries. They're very nice. I like them.
Star, where's
Surprising.
Pats right now, by the way?
What's that?
Where's Pats right now?
He's probably in the living space. You could probably call for him if you want it.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah,
want
no. Give a whistle real quick, try to get Pats in.
Yeah, you see Gideon just kind of whistle, and then people in the front kind of see this massive kind of perk his ears up, and he hears the whistle and kind of wanders off. Shishay kind of looks at the dog, just kind of wandering past all the people in the reception area, and then just walk off to the room, and then stop in front of the door and start scratching on it. Shishay's like, she comes over to the door, opens it. Your dog seems to want in.
Yeah,
And
he didn't call for Pats.
Yeah, Pats comes waltzing in there and just comes standing beside you as he goes on the other side of the table, and Shisay's like rolling her eyes like, whatever. Click. Shuts the door again.
You said you called Ryder, right?
Yes, yeah.
Do you do what your name says? And I'll kind of gesture towards my riding dog there, Pats.
I could definitely try if it's okay with him.
So we're gonna have Ryder make an animal handling check.